Keyboard Exchange International.
Greetings, Rodney and Grant here from Keyboard Exchange in beautiful downtown Sanford, where today we want to show you the difference between a C2 and a C3. These are pretty similar besides the percussion, isn't that right, Grant?
Yeah, almost exactly similar. Just by looking at them, you don't see too many differences, but there are a few internal differences, yeah.
So we're getting ready to put this C2 together, and it's going to be on our lower price point. The last 3 organs we sold were our least expensive organs, so that kind of inspired us to get some more in that price range. Of course, we always have the higher end organs for people that want our most premium packages, but we understand that in today's times, you know, budget is pretty conscious for a lot of people. So
well, when you look at these two, you don't see too many differences. Just right off the bat, you might see that, oh, there's something right here. This is a Leslie switch, but this is just happens to be on this one. The other one doesn't happen to have a Leslie switch on it at the moment, but before these go out the door, they're both going to have Leslie switches. You could also see that these cheek blocks are wooden on the C2. The C2 is here on the left, the C3 is on the right. These are wooden cheek blocks. These are available on a lot of C3s as well, or B3s. But all of the C2s definitely had them. The bigger factors are internal, but you can kind of see it on this. These drawbars here, these are what we call a ratchet style drawbar, and it means it clicks into place very firmly at each level of volume, and it's not very smooth when you pull it in and out. It's kind of, whereas these over here on the C2, they're quite smooth. Or C3, sorry. They're quite smooth. The other thing you might be able to see is, if you're looking very closely, just on the right side here, this is just black. Over there you have 4 switches. Those are the percussion section of the C3 and B3. That is a whole other circuit inside of the preamp that creates the percussive sounds. And lots of players really enjoy them. Some players don't use them at all, and they would even prefer a C2 because it doesn't have the percussion. Internally, you also have a slightly different preamp in the 2 organ designs. They function pretty much the same, other than the percussion is in the C3, not in the C2. But they do use some different tubes, and it gives a slightly different sound. So some people prefer the C2 sound or the B2 sound to the B3 or C3 sound. Outside of that, there really aren't many differences. You have a small difference in the B2 closing fallboard lid. Has a slight curve to it. You know, they're very, very small aesthetic differences. You probably can't see from this angle, but this particular C2 has what they call quatrefoil on the edge, which is just a molding that's decorative. That one doesn't have it, but there are C3s that have the quatrefoil as well, for anybody with eagle eyes that says, oh, you missed that. Other than that, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, Grant did mention that has the ratchet style drawbars, and it does not have the 4 tabs here, which are percussion. However, that is the next project Grant's going to roll back into his shop. We're going to add the upgraded percussion that Trek 2 makes. It's a wonderful system, and we're also going to put smooth drawbars on there that we took off, I believe, an A100. Is that correct? So that's going to be 2 upgrades there. That's going to make it even closer to the C3. So if you're looking for a really good deal, that's going to be the next one that's hitting the showroom floor. We just had a B2 that someone came in looking for the best deal that we had. We didn't even have it on the floor yet, and they bought it before it even got to the floor. So that's telling us what some customers are looking out for. Of course, we're always going to have the high end, as I mentioned. And I think we're offering a new layaway plan now as well. Jim, would you like to speak about that new layaway plan a little bit?
Well, I would be happy to, Rodney. I was just sitting back and watching you guys do a great job explaining the differences between a C2 and a C3. I think you covered everything really well. Grant, you were very smooth, and Rodney, you were very accurate and specific. But the layaway plan that Rodney was mentioning, is not the typical layaway plan that you might see in a department store or something like that, but it's something where if you see an organ like this, but you're not quite ready, but you know you want a C3 and you're going to be ready in 6 months or can be ready in 6 months, but you're not financially ready for the down payment, then folks could just send us a small down payment and start making their monthly payments so that we can see that they're going to be comfortable with that monthly payment. And then Grant, after we get somebody who signs up for what we call the ultimate layaway program, because they can select an organ from our, not maybe from our showroom floor, but something that you haven't worked on yet. But once we get a deposit, then we can talk to Grant and say, Grant, you need to get this ready because we just got a deposit for the ultimate layaway plan. And these folks are going to be ready in 90 days or 6 months, and they'll reach their 50% of the price between their monthly payments and their down payment. And then, this is the greatest part of all, we can schedule the delivery. They just keep making those payments with 0 interest. And then, one thing I always like to mention, if you have a balance on your account and you want to pay it off early, well, don't use a credit card, write a check and get a nice discount for like the cash discount for not using a credit card system and somebody having to pay those fees. So we give that benefit to the customers. Yeah. So, but for the ultimate layaway plan, you can certainly use a credit card. For the down payment, you can certainly use a credit or a debit card. And this is design came from something you said, Rodney, about how we need to make it easy for our customers to get a great instrument. And this ties in, Grant, with a lot of things that you say when you come to us and say, hey guys, we need to plan ahead. When we plan ahead, things go so much better for us and our customers. So by you signing up, putting a deposit and starting in the ultimate layaway plan, then Grant and Bill can schedule their work more effectively. We're more efficient. You select exactly and get whatever you want. And after this little talking and comparison is done, should we let them see the B2 that got delivered yesterday?
Sure, I can get that video tagged on here.
Yeah, put those 2 videos together.
Okay.
So stay tuned and hear the beautiful B2 that got delivered yesterday. And the C2 could sound exactly or really exactly the same. And when Rodney sold that B2, he gave the buyer a chance to select which Leslie he preferred. So Rodney and Grant lined up 3 Leslie speakers that you will see at the end of this video. And the buyer, the organist, great musician, his first name is Isaac, played, and he picked out the Leslie that he thought sounded best.
Yeah, that's great for someone that's coming in here in the shop that can do that. I mean, we could make separate videos for people as well. Another good advantage of doing the layaway program is, I think we counted, 70 organs that we have in the building. We only have about 10 set up at all times because that's the amount of space we have. But with the remaining balance of those organs, you can go through the price list and look at specific years and vintages and different models, so you can really pick out something that you really wanted. If you were born a certain year, like we all are, you could have that organ of the year you were born, which some people find kind of neat.
Yeah, we should mention that, Grant, when you prepare the inventory and price list and manage that, we don't always have the ability to put a price on something you haven't worked on yet.
Right.
Or something we haven't assigned a Leslie to. So when we send out the price list to folks, they'll see prices for organs that are ready or almost ready to deliver. And they can see a video of that. But until we actually take pictures and you guys work on it in the shop, we don't make a video because it's not going to sound as good as it will when you're done working on it.
Right.
Yeah. So the price list is also our inventory list. So when we send you a price list, you'll see 70 organs maybe?
Yeah.
And C3s, B3s, A100s, 5-6 pages of information, but they don't all have a price. The price will be assigned after it's worked on, but it'll fit into a similar category that similar model organs have fit into. You know, this is not going to be a mystery, and we can tell you the price before you put your deposit down. And that's all I need to say. You guys want to have any concluding words before the Isaac starts playing on the B2 that got delivered yesterday?
No, I think you said it all.
Yeah.
Okay, good job, guys. Thanks for your time and attention, but stay tuned. Thanks for watching our video, and thank you also for helping keep the Hammond tone wheel B3 organ alive. We couldn't do all this work that we do here without you. And it would also help greatly if you could subscribe, like, ask for notifications for when we have new videos. That would be a big help for us. So we thank you once again. I'm signing off for now, but we will be back.